Na 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 moonlight, na 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 in the sky, na 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 you say, na 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 popcorn, na 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 moonlight, na 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 in the sky, na 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 you say, na 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 popcorn.
Hey, Slumpbusters! It is time. Season 3, Episode 2, Cobra Kai. Great series, great episode coming up, and we're going to review it right here. I'm Juju Jack Sports. This is C Money Reacts. Out the gate, C Money. What do you think about this episode?
This is a very good episode. Few highlights. So this one, we get our actual introduction into John Cris. I mean, we know him from the original Karate Kid movies, but even in the movies, they don't really go into his backstory. So this episode was a really nice surprise that we get to see where he came from. And then also Tori, we get to finally see how she is, like how her family situation is. And it's pretty revealing. It's like after watching this episode, now you realize like why she's so tough.
I guess you would say there's a little bit of parallels between her and Cris and why they're able to connect. And Cris has a few good moments. There's actually a really cool Easter egg to start this episode, as Mr. Miyagi once said that he got his car off of some high school kid, and sure enough, that yellow vehicle that pulls up in the opening scene, that's Mr. Miyagi's car. So cool little Easter egg there by the showrunners there. Cris has a couple good lines. In particular, he starts off the episode by saying, "Life isn't always fair. The world is cruel, and you got to be cruel back." So that kind of feeds into that no mercy type thing that Cobra Kai has been about, and Cris's iterations of it. It kind of has another play in a scene with Miguel. Miguel is finally awake for this episode, has a couple heartfelt scenes himself, but Johnny and him actually finally reconnect at one point in the episode, and obviously Miguel's distraught. He's like, "Sensei, I showed mercy. You told me to show mercy, and look what it got me." And I think that's one of the better scenes in this episode. What did you think of that little interaction?
See, yeah, that was a really, really good scene. Because it backfired on him. The one time that he shows mercy, he's put into a coma. His back is injured. There's a possibility that, well, not a possibility. He's pretty much paralyzed. So I mean, after seeing that, I mean, I kind of agree. I kind of see why Miguel is so resentful about it, why he's so mad about it.
Oh, there's this scene where Carmen's talked into the doctor and she just breaks down in tears, and Miguel just has to watch this. And you just feel for those characters in that moment because you like put yourself in their shoes. Some shoes I wouldn't want to be standing in, though, is going to be Bert's shoes during one of the Cris training sequences throughout this one. How did you feel watching that scene and watching the life and times of Clarence the hamster?
It's, oh man, like just seeing that, it's just like, man, Cris is ruthless, dude. Like, it's just like he just put the fear into the students. And on top of that, when Bert didn't want to feed the Cobra, the hamster, he got kicked out, and it was just like, oh my God. So now Cris is pretty much cutting the fat of Cobra Kai.
And, you know, when I think of that scene, it made sense to me because I'm like, Bert, does he really fit in this Cobra Kai, this ruthless aggression Cobra Kai? Similar to what we said about Aisha when we were reviewing the first episode. There's just not natural fits there. Tori, she's a perfect fit. She has a rough life. She has a hard knock life. She's going through it with this creepy landlord situation. And Cris, another cool scene. Cris is actually a very chivalrous man in this episode. Obviously, he stands up for his like high school sweetheart and beats up two bullies. And then he, with the cigar cutter, with the creepy landlord, that's
yeah, dude.
I was actually rooting for Cris in this episode. What a weird episode of Cobra Kai. Well, actually rooting and then booing because the Clarence one kind of, I as someone who's owned like a guinea pig and everything like that, I don't think I could go through with that one too. Good on you, Bert. I respect you a little bit more after this one. We actually get to going back to the trailers for season 3, that moment where, "What are you, Tango and Cash?" Amanda says, because this is the episode that Daniel and Johnny are doing a little investigative work to find Robby. And it was successful. We have a cool scene in which they fight a bunch of bikers. Kind of makes you think, why doesn't any of these sketchy bikers happen to have a gun or something a little bit more damaging?
Dude, they live in LA. How do they not have a gun?
Little Hollywood magic there. Yeah, these two random karate dudes just walk in and beat up 5-6 dudes, but whatever, I'll let it go. Either way, they end up finding Robby. There's a couple great interactions, obviously, between Johnny and Robby's mom. I really love kind of like their interplay. They hate each other. That's really awesome. And then when Robby goes to meet his mom and officially is arrested, this is a scene I know has bothered you in particular when we talk about Robby as a character. What did you make of that? How do you feel about Robby after the scene?
I mean, I just feel like Robby is that character that they make better and then they bring him down again. This one, I felt that Daniel did him a favor. I mean, he went to the police and said he's a good kid, just he made a mistake, and the police just pretty much worked it out with Daniel that he's only going to serve a little bit of time in juvie. But Robby was just like super hateful, and he's like, don't ever see me again. And like he did feel betrayed, but he doesn't see the big picture that Daniel did help him out, and Daniel put his name on it too.
Yeah, if you're Robby, what's your plan here? Are you going to run to Mexico? How are you going to avoid this? You're eventually going to have to face the charges one way or another. It's better just kind of face the music here. And I feel as though Robby's life would be a lot better if he just let people finish sentences.
Yeah, he never lets people talk. It's like, oh my God, dude, just hear him out.
Yeah. Hear Johnny out. Hear your dad out. Hear Daniel out. Hear your sensei out. Fuck, hear your mom out. Just fucking let people talk, Robby. Make your life a lot better. You know what they say? When you're talking, you're not listening. But either way, this episode, out the gate, it's got warning track power for me. It's a solid 4. C Money, how about for you?
I have to agree. It's a warning track power for me. It's a 4. It's not a 5, but it's
close. It's close for me.
It's really close. Like I just really liked and appreciated that the writers took their time and thought of, okay, how can we flesh out Cris? Because they never did that in the original movies, which I really appreciate. It gives you more of an understanding of the characters, which I thought was amazing in this episode.
Absolutely. Anyway, guys, well, if you agree with us, go ahead and let us know in the comments. If you disagree with us, go ahead and let us know in the comments. But first, leave a like on this video and hit that subscribe button. Show absolutely no mercy on that subscribe button, and we will see you back with episode 3, season 3 next.